I'm Jen from richfaithrising.com, and today I'm coming to you from my closet. This is my closet. There are things in here that I just store away. I've put away for years, and old journals and books, and I even have a dinosaur that my son played with when he was 2. He's now 23. And closets are convenient because we can tuck away things and just keep them away from company or people when they come over, and nobody has to see them. And the world will actually condone closets. They talk about how we could just hide our skeletons in a closet. But Paul, he was different from that. He said that he boasted in his weakness, that he was on display, all of his weaknesses for other people to see. Because then when people looked at him, they had faith that the power that they saw was in God and wasn't in man. And I want to live that way, don't you? I want to live boasting in my weaknesses, transparent for other people to see. And what I love about the story of Lazarus is that he had died for 3 days, and Jesus came to resurrect him. When he came, he rose from the dead, just like Jesus did. He rose from the dead. He came out, but it said that there was like this death cloth, the shroud, the burial shroud that was wrapped around him, and that it was on his arms and his legs and on his face. And what I love is that Jesus, when he came, he didn't just resurrect him, but he said, loose him. And so they loosed this shroud around him so that his eyes could see, his ears could hear, and his mouth could speak. And today as Christians, I think we live like that. Sometimes we can live knowing we are saved, but we don't understand that we could be fully redeemed by Jesus. That we have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the mouth to speak. That God wants our deliverance. That he came to do more than to decorate our prison cells. He came to deliver us and to set us free. About a month ago, my husband and I were in China, and you might think it's communist and, it's fearful and we have to keep silent. But we actually were walking around and we were like singing praises to God all over. We were in the hospitals praying for people. And yet when I came back to America, it almost seemed like there was this shroud over my mouth, and that there was a sense of intimidation, that it was not okay to talk about Jesus, and that it was not politically correct to declare the things that he had done, and that somehow we had to compromise Christ in our lives. And so I believe that this is a day for believers to stand up, to be able to talk about what he's done for us, to come out of the closets with our faith, to not live in fear and intimidation, to not be bullied by the world that says that we have to just keep our faith silent. The Lord, he wants us to come outside. He wants us to just open up the doors, take our faith out of the closet, and put it on display for all to see, all the things that God has done for us. And so this journey came out of just a short lunch date my husband and I were having, and we were talking about how we wish that Christians today would be bold, that we would step up and be confident and transparent about who God is and not be afraid to speak his name. And so I just challenge you, there's someone that needs to hear your story. Pick up a phone, record even just for a minute, and say, this is what God has done. This is my faith coming out of the closet on display for the world to see his goodness. He is worthy. He deserves it. Let's use the hashtag Christians Coming Out and post your videos either on my timeline or on YouTube or even on Twitter. I would love to read your stories and to hear your testimonies about what God has done. Let's get our faith out of the closet and let's show the world that our God is worthy of all praise.